officials at the China-US Aviation Biofuel Pilot Project say they can make a plane fly with used cooking oil. Production on the project started on Wednesday in the eastern Chinese city of Hangzhou. It's backed by U.S. aircraft manufacturer Boeing and the Commercial Aircraft Corporation of China.
If you think cooking oil is just something you pour into a pan and forget about, you have been missing decades of Chinese kitchen wisdom built around this single ingredient. Chinese cooks and grandmothers have used oil to season cookware, extract flavor, preserve food, and even treat minor ailments for generations, far beyond simply frying. Today, we are counting down 43 clever cooking oil tricks that will genuinely blow your mind and make your cooking and your everyday life easier. Stay until the end because number 1 is the secret professional Chinese chefs build their entire kitchen around. Number 43. The chopstick bubble test. Most people guess oil temperature by sight alone, often misjudging it and ruining an entire batch of food. Heat your oil in a wok. Insert a dry wooden chopstick straight down into the oil and watch closely. Steady, fine bubbles forming around the wood signal. Active nucleation, the exact point at which oil has reached frying temperature. Street food vendors across Taiwanese night markets have used this exact test for generations, long before kitchen thermometers existed. Once the bubbles appear fine and consistent, the oil is ready. Whatever you fry next comes out perfectly golden and never greasy. Number 42. Seasoning a brand new wok. A fresh carbon steel wok needs proper seasoning before it can ever cook food without sticking. Scrub the wok with hot water and a stiff brush to remove the factory coating. Dry completely. Heat on high until it smokes lightly, then coat thinly with 2 tablespoons of neutral oil using a paper towel. The repeated heating drives polymerization of the oil, building a thin, durable, non-stick layer bonded directly to the metal surface. Wok makers across Guangdong province have taught this exact process for generations as the first essential step before any wok ever touches food. The surface comes out dark, smooth, and naturally non-stick. Number 41. Hot wok, cold oil. Most people heat their oil first, then wonder why everything sticks the moment food hits the pan. Cantonese stir-fry cooks across Guangdong province always heat the bare metal first, treating it as the real secret behind a stir-fry that never sticks. Heat your empty wok over high heat for 90 seconds until it lightly smokes. Add 2 tablespoons of cold oil. Swirl immediately, then add your food right away. Heating metal before oil creates a brief vapor layer the instant food touches the surface, a version of the Leidenfrost effect at work in everyday cooking. Food sears instantly and releases cleanly with no sticking at all. Number 40. Storing oil away from light. Most people leave their cooking oil sitting on an open shelf or windowsill, exposed to sunlight every single day. Light exposure accelerates oxidation within the oil, breaking down its molecular structure and producing the stale, slightly bitter flavor associated with rancid oil. Transfer oil into a dark glass bottle and store it inside a closed cupboard away from the stove's heat. Households across Sichuan province, where chili oil and other infused oils are kept as daily staples, have always stored their bottles in dark cabinets rather than on open shelves. Oil stored this way stays fresh, fragrant, and free of any stale aftertaste for months longer. Number 39. The double strain method. Most people toss used frying oil after one batch, assuming it can never be filtered clean enough to reuse safely. Once the oil cools completely, pour it through a fine mesh strainer lined with cheesecloth into a clean container. Repeat the filtration a second time through fresh cheesecloth. Restaurant kitchens across Hong Kong reuse frying oil multiple times, relying on this exact double straining method to remove every trace of browned food particles. The second pass through clean cloth removes the fine sediment the first strain always leaves behind. The oil that results comes out clear, golden, and genuinely reusable for another batch of frying. Number 38. Infusing oil with star anise and cinnamon. Heat 1 cup of neutral oil with 2 whole star anise pods and 1 cinnamon stick over low heat for 15 minutes, never letting it bubble. Cool completely and strain into a clean jar. Home cooks across Fujian province have kept a jar of this spiced oil ready for braises and master stock dishes for generations. The slow, gentle heat drives a steady release of terpene compounds from the spices directly into the oil without ever scorching them. Most people toss whole spices into a braise and discard them after one use, missing the chance to capture their flavor permanently. The oil that results is warmly spiced, deeply fragrant, and ready to elevate any braise with a single spoonful. Number 37. Scallion oil from scratch. Noodle stalls across Shanghai finish nearly every bowl with a spoonful of this oil, treating it as essential as the noodles themselves. The slow heat triggers esterification between the released aromatic compounds in the scallion and the surrounding oil, deepening fragrance as it cooks. Most people skip making their own and reach for a store-bought bottle instead, missing the depth a fresh batch delivers. Slice 4 scallions into 2-inch pieces. Heat 1 cup of neutral oil with the scallions over low heat for 20 minutes until they turn deep, golden, and crisp. Strain and store. The oil comes out fragrant, golden, and unmistakably restaurant quality. Number 36. Chili oil with 2-stage pouring. Pouring hot oil over chili flakes in 2 separate stages triggers a controlled release of capsaicin, extracting more flavor without scorching the spice. Most people pour all their hot oil over chili flakes in one single pass, burning the top layer while leaving the bottom underdeveloped. Place 3 tablespoons of chili flakes in a heat-proof bowl. Heat 1 cup of oil to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. Pour half over the chilies, wait 30 seconds, then pour the remaining half. Sichuan households across Chengdu have used this exact 2-stage pour for generations, considering it the real secret behind a properly balanced chili oil. The oil that results is fiery red, deeply aromatic, and layered with both toasted and fresh chili notes. Number 35. Sichuan peppercorn oil. Most people use ground Sichuan peppercorn directly in a dish, losing much of its signature tingling quality to direct heat. Toast 2 tablespoons of whole Sichuan peppercorns in a dry pan for 1 minute. Add to 1 cup of warm, neutral oil and steep off heat for 30 minutes. Strain. Cooks across Chengdu rely on a pourable peppercorn oil rather than the whole spice for dishes that need an even numbing sensation throughout. The gentle steeping allows the volatile alkylamide compounds responsible for the tingling sensation to dissolve fully into the oil without breaking down under direct heat. The oil that results is tingling, fragrant, and ready to bring numbing heat to any dish with just a drizzle. Number 34. Garlic confit oil. Peel 20 cloves of garlic. Submerge completely in 1 cup of neutral oil in a small saucepan. Heat on the lowest setting for 40 minutes until the cloves turn soft and golden. The slow, low heat drives gradual maceration of the garlic cloves, softening them gently while infusing the surrounding oil with their flavor. Households across Guangdong province, China's largest garlic-producing region, have preserved garlic this way for generations, valuing the soft cloves as much as the oil itself. Most people fry garlic quickly at high heat, risking burnt, bitter cloves rather than the soft, sweet result this slow method produces. Both the cloves and the oil come out soft, golden, and deeply aromatic. Stay with me because number 19 is coming up, and it solves a problem most people assume only a specialty goo remover can fix. Number 33. The smoke point match. Most people use the same bottle of oil for every single cooking method, regardless of how high the heat actually climbs. Cooks across Guangdong province match a specific oil type to each cooking method, treating peanut oil for deep frying and sesame oil only for finishing as a basic kitchen rule. Use refined peanut or vegetable oil for deep frying and high-heat stir-frying. Reserve toasted sesame oil for drizzling at the very end, never for direct heat. Every oil reaches a specific point where it begins thermal pyrolysis, breaking down into bitter, acrid compounds that ruin a dish's flavor. Food cooked with the right oil for the right heat comes out clean-tasting, never bitter, and properly crisp. Number 32. Reviving a dull wok with a salt and oil scrub. Cooks across Sichuan province restoring decades-old family woks have always reached for coarse salt and oil rather than soap and steel wool. The coarse salt provides gentle abrasion against the metal surface, lifting stuck residue without stripping away the thin seasoned layer underneath. Most people scrub a dull, sticky wok with dish soap, accidentally removing the seasoning that took months to build. Heat the wok until warm, add 2 tablespoons of coarse salt and 1 tablespoon of neutral oil. Scrub with a paper towel in firm circles for 2 minutes. Wipe clean. The wok surface comes out smooth, dark, and naturally non-stick again. Number 31. Oil as a natural rust preventer. A thin oil coating creates passivation on the metal surface, blocking oxygen and moisture from triggering the rust that forms when iron sits exposed to air. Wipe a thin layer of neutral oil across clean, dry cast iron pans, knives, or wok lids using a paper towel. Store in a dry place. Cooks across northern China storing cast iron through humid summers have treated a light oil coating as standard practice for generations. Most people store metal tools bare, assuming rust only happens with neglect rather than simple air exposure. Tools stored this way stay smooth, dark, and completely rust-free for months. Number 30. The squeaky clean glass jar trick. Most people scrub at a stubborn sticker label with soap and water, watching the gluey residue smear rather than lift away. Oil triggers solvation of the adhesive's sticky polymer chains, loosening their grip on the glass without any harsh scraping. Rub 2 teaspoons of neutral oil directly onto the label residue. Let sit for 5 minutes, then wipe with a cloth. Households across Beijing reusing glass jars for pickling and storage have relied on this trick for generations rather than buying new containers. The glass comes out completely clean, clear, and ready to reuse. Number 29. Lubricating a stuck zipper or drawer track. Households across Shanghai fixing sticky drawers and stuck zippers have reached for 3 drops of cooking oil long before specialty lubricant sprays existed. Most people force a stuck zipper or drawer track, risking a broken mechanism rather than reaching for a simple fix. A thin oil coating reduces friction by lowering the surface viscosity between 2 contact points, letting them glide smoothly. Dip a cotton swab in oil and run it along the zipper teeth or drawer track. Slide back and forth a few times. The zipper or drawer glides smoothly and silently again. Number 28. Polishing wooden cutting boards and utensils. Most people let wooden boards and spoons dry out over time, watching them turn rough, dull, and prone to cracking. Wood naturally loses its surface oils through gradual absorption into the air, leaving fibers exposed and brittle without regular conditioning. Apply 2 tablespoons of neutral oil across a clean, dry wooden board or utensil using a cloth. Let it soak in for 20 minutes, then wipe off any excess. Households across Yunnan Province, where hand-carved wooden cooking tools are passed down through generations, have always conditioned wood with oil rather than commercial polish. The wood comes out smooth, rich in color, and noticeably more resistant to cracking. Number 27. The fingerprint and smudge fix. Oil molecules bind to the surface grease in fingerprints through simple molecular attraction, lifting the smudge cleanly rather than spreading it across the steel. Most people wipe a stainless steel surface with plain water, which often pushes streaks and fingerprints further across the metal. Add a few drops of neutral oil to a soft cloth. Wipe in the direction of the steel's grain, then buff with a dry cloth. Households across Shanghai maintaining stainless steel kitchen appliances have used this exact trick for generations, long before specialty steel cleaners existed. The surface comes out streak-free, smooth, and genuinely gleaming. Number 26. Quieting a squeaky door hinge. Most people tolerate a squeaky hinge for months, assuming a proper fix requires a specialty lubricant spray from the hardware store. A thin oil coating provides effective vibration dampening between the metal pin and its housing, eliminating the friction that causes squeaking. Dip a small brush or cotton swab in neutral oil. Apply directly to the hinge pin and work the door back and forth several times. Households across Beijing fixing squeaky doors and cabinets have reached for kitchen oil as a quick household fix for generations. The hinge moves smoothly and silently, with the squeak completely gone. Number 25. Oil as a natural hair shine treatment. Most people reach for an expensive hair serum, never considering the bottle already sitting in their kitchen. 3 drops of oil coat the hair's outer cuticle layer, smoothing down any raised edges that normally scatter light and cause dull, frizzy strands. Warm 2 drops of neutral oil between your palms. Smooth through the dry ends of your hair, avoiding the roots. Women across rural Guangxi province have used kitchen oil as a hair treatment for generations, long before bottled serums existed in any store. Hair comes out glossy, smooth, and noticeably softer to the touch. Number 24. The cracked heel softener. Households across Sichuan province, treating dry, cracked heels through the winter months, have reached for kitchen oil as a nightly remedy for generations. Most people apply thick, scented lotion to cracked heels, often without addressing the deeper dryness underneath the surface. Oil forms an occlusive barrier across the skin's surface, trapping in moisture overnight far more effectively than most water-based lotions. Rub 1 tablespoon of neutral oil thoroughly into clean, dry heels before bed. Cover with socks and leave overnight. By morning, heels feel noticeably softer, smoother, and less cracked. Number 23. Removing makeup naturally. Most people scrub waterproof mascara and long-wear foundation with watery removers, leaving behind a stubborn residue along the lash line. Massage 1 teaspoon of neutral oil onto closed eyes and across your face for 30 seconds. Wipe away gently with a warm, damp cloth. The oil binds with the oil-based pigments inside waterproof makeup through emulsification, lifting them cleanly away from the skin's surface. Women across Guangdong province have cleansed their faces with oil for generations, long before any commercial makeup remover ever reached store shelves. Skin comes out clean, soft, and completely free of makeup. Number 22. Soothing dry, chapped lips. Dab a small amount of neutral oil directly onto chapped lips before bed, reapplying once more after rinsing your face in the morning. A thin coating helps protect the delicate keratin layer of the lips, locking in moisture overnight rather than letting it evaporate into dry winter air. Households across Heilongjiang province, where winters turn bitterly dry and cold, have reached for kitchen oil as a lip remedy for generations. Most people buy scented lip balm loaded with synthetic ingredients, never considering the bottle already sitting in their kitchen. Lips come out soft, smooth, and noticeably less cracked by morning. Hit that subscribe button right now because number 10 is coming up, and it might be the most surprising trick on this entire list. Number 21. Taming frizzy eyebrows. A single drop of oil smooths down each hair's surface, reducing the surface tension that causes loose strands to stick up and scatter in different directions. Beauty stylists across Shanghai have used a touch of oil to tame stray brow hairs for generations, long before specialty brow gel existed on any shelf. Most people reach for an expensive brow gel, never realizing a drop of kitchen oil works just as effectively. Dip a clean spoolie or your fingertip into a tiny amount of neutral oil. Brush gently upward and outward across your eyebrows. Brows come out neat, smooth, and perfectly in place. Number 20. The constipation remedy. Elders across Sichuan province have taken a spoonful of plain sesame oil first thing in the morning as a digestive remedy for generations. Most people reach immediately for an over-the-counter laxative, never considering a simple spoonful already sitting in their kitchen. Swallow 1 tablespoon of plain sesame oil on an empty stomach in the morning, followed by a full glass of warm water. The oil coats the digestive tract and is believed to gently support peristalsis, the wave-like muscle contractions that move digestion along. The effect is gentle, natural, and noticeably more comfortable by midday. Number 19. Removing gum from hair or fabric. Most people try to cut gum out of hair entirely, often taking a noticeable chunk of hair along with it. Oil works by breaking the cohesion holding the gum's sticky polymer together, loosening its grip on hair strands or fabric fibers. Rub a generous amount of neutral oil directly into the gum and the surrounding hair or fabric. Let sit for 5 minutes, then work the gum loose with your fingers. Grandmothers across Hunan province have used kitchen oil to free gum from children's hair for generations, long before any specialty product existed. The gum lifts away cleanly, leaving hair or fabric undamaged and soft. Number 18. Silencing a squeaky office chair. Apply 2 drops of neutral oil directly onto the metal pivot point underneath your chair's seat, where the swivel mechanism connects to the base. Move the chair back and forth several times to work it in. Office workers across Shenzhen, where chairs run for years without proper maintenance, have used this exact kitchen fix instead of buying a specialty spray lubricant. The thin oil layer reduces the friction coefficient between the metal joint and its housing, eliminating the vibration that produces the squeak. Most people tolerate the noise for months, assuming a proper fix requires a professional or specialty product. The chair moves smoothly and silently, again within seconds. Number 17. The paint and adhesive remover. Painters and decorators across Jiangsu province have rubbed 3 to 4 drops of oil onto skin to remove dried paint and sticker glue for generations, long before specialty solvents existed. Oil works through plasticization, infiltrating the rigid polymer chains in dried paint or adhesive and loosening their structure from within. Most people scrub at dried paint or glue on their skin with soap, often irritating the area without lifting it at all. Rub 1 teaspoon of neutral oil directly onto the dried paint or glue. Let sit for 2 minutes, then wipe away with a cloth. Skin comes out clean, smooth, and completely free of residue. Number 16. Preventing rice from boiling over. Starch granules released into boiling water trigger gelatinization, thickening the surface foam until it eventually rises and spills over the pot's rim. Most people watch helplessly as rice water foams up and boils over onto the stovetop, blaming the heat alone for the mess. Add 1 teaspoon of neutral oil directly into the pot of rice and water before turning on the heat. Home cooks across Jiangsu province preparing rice as a daily staple have used this exact trick for generations to avoid a messy stovetop. The water stays calm and controlled, with the rice cooking through evenly and never boiling over. Number 15. Keeping dumplings from sticking together. Most people line their steamer with parchment alone, only to find dumplings fuse together the moment the lid comes off. Brush 1 teaspoon of neutral oil directly onto the steamer rack or plate before placing dumplings on top, leaving small gaps between each one. Dumpling makers across Tianjin, steaming large batches for family gatherings, have always oiled their racks before steaming, never relying on parchment alone. The oil layer reduces adhesion between the dumpling skin's surface starch and the steaming surface, stopping them from bonding together as they cook. Each dumpling lifts away whole, intact, and perfectly shaped. Number 14. The non-stick parchment swap. Brush 1 tablespoon of neutral oil evenly across your baking sheet instead of lining it with parchment paper. A thin oil layer creates a hydrophobic barrier between the dough and the metal surface, preventing moisture from bonding food directly to the pan. Bakers across Guangdong preparing traditional pastries in commercial kitchens have used oiled trays rather than paper for generations, especially for items that need direct contact with hot metal to crisp properly. Most people assume parchment paper is always the safer, more reliable non-stick choice for baking. Whatever comes off the tray releases cleanly, with a crisp, golden base instead of a soft, steamed bottom. Number 13. Extending the life of fresh herbs. Submerging herbs in oil blocks. Oxygen diffusion to the plant tissue, slowing the enzymatic browning that normally causes wilting and discoloration. Home cooks across Guangdong province preserving herbs through humid summers have frozen them in oil for generations, rather than letting a fresh bunch go to waste. Most people let leftover herbs wilt in the refrigerator within days, tossing half the bunch before ever using it. Chop fresh herbs like cilantro, basil, or scallion finely. Pack into ice cube tray compartments and cover completely with neutral oil. Freeze for 4 hours, then transfer the cubes into a bag. Each cube drops straight into a hot pan, releasing a bright, fragrant burst exactly like freshly cut herbs. Number 12. Oil-poached chicken or fish. Cantonese chefs across Guangdong have poached delicate proteins in barely simmering oil for generations, prizing it as gentler than any other frying method. Most people assume oil only works at high heat, missing an entirely different technique that uses oil barely above room temperature. Submerge 2 chicken breasts or 1 fish fillet completely in 2 cups of neutral oil heated to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Cook gently for 12 minutes until just opaque throughout. At this low temperature, gradual convection moves heat steadily through the protein without ever triggering a hard sear or dry exterior. The chicken or fish that results is silky, impossibly tender, and moist all the way through. Number 11. Velveting meat with oil instead of egg white. Most home cooks reach for egg white whenever a recipe calls for velveting, never realizing oil alone can do the same job with less mess. Coat 200 grams of thinly sliced chicken or beef in 1 tablespoon of neutral oil and 1 teaspoon of cornstarch. Let sit for 10 minutes before stir-frying. The oil coating limits direct contact between the meat's surface proteins and the wok's intense heat, controlling permeability and protecting against overcooking. Home cooks across Sichuan province use this oil-only method specifically when they want a lighter coating than egg white provides. The meat comes out silky, tender, and noticeably lighter than the traditional egg white version. Drop a comment right now with which one of these 43 tricks has surprised you the most. We are almost to the final 3, and they are worth the wait. Number 10. The crispy shallot and onion oil. Vendors across Fujian province topping noodle soups and congee with crispy shallots have made this 2-in-1 garnish and oil for generations. The slow heat drives steady dehydration of the shallot's surface moisture, allowing it to crisp evenly without burning before the inside fully cooks. Slice 4 shallots and 1 small onion paper thin. Heat 1 cup of neutral oil with the slices over low heat for 25 minutes, stirring occasionally until deep golden and crisp. Most people buy crispy fried shallots from a jar, never realizing the homemade version delivers both a crunchy topping and a flavored oil at once. What remains is a fragrant oil and a pile of shallots that are crunchy, golden, and intensely savory. Number 9. Layering oil over leftover sauces and pastes. A thin oil layer poured over a paste or sauce creates an airtight seal through encapsulation, blocking oxygen from reaching the surface and triggering spoilage. Most people seal leftover chili paste or fermented sauce with just a lid, watching mold form along the surface within a week. Households across Yunnan province preserving homemade chili pastes and fermented bean sauces have poured a layer of oil on top for generations before sealing the jar. Pour 2 tablespoons of neutral oil directly over the surface of any leftover paste or sauce in its jar. Seal and refrigerate. The paste underneath stays fresh, vivid, and completely free of any mold for weeks longer. Number 8. The oil and vinegar salad base. Most people pour oil and vinegar into a bowl together and whisk wildly, watching them separate again within seconds. Mix 3 tablespoons of neutral oil with 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar, 1 teaspoon of light soy sauce, and 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. Whisk vigorously for 30 seconds right before serving. Home cooks across Beijing, preparing simple cold dishes, have always whisked their dressing fresh at the table rather than storing it pre-mixed in a bottle. Oil and vinegar are fundamentally immiscible, 2 liquids of different polarities that only blend briefly into tiny droplets before naturally separating again. The dressing comes out light, tangy, and perfectly balanced over crisp vegetables. Number 7. Tempering spices in oil before cooking. Heat 2 tablespoons of neutral oil in a pan. Add 1 teaspoon each of whole cumin seed, star anise, and Sichuan peppercorn. Sizzle for 30 seconds before adding your other ingredients. Many flavor compounds inside whole spices are fat-soluble, meaning their solubility allows them to release fully into hot oil far more effectively than into water or a dry pan alone. Most people add ground spices directly into a finished dish, missing the deeper aroma whole spices release in oil. Cooks across Sichuan province, building the base of nearly every braise, always temper their spices in oil first, never skipping this opening step. The oil turns fragrant, deeply spiced, and ready to carry flavor through the entire dish. Number 6. The 5-spice infused oil. Households across Fujian province keep a single bottle of this oil ready on the counter, using it across braises, stir-fries, and marinades throughout the week. Most people buy 5-spice powder and use it directly, never realizing infusing it into oil first unlocks a deeper, rounder flavor. A slow simmer drives steady extraction of the aromatic compounds from star anise, cinnamon, clove, fennel, and Sichuan peppercorn directly into the surrounding oil. Heat 1 cup of neutral oil with 1 tablespoon of 5-spice powder over low heat for 15 minutes. Strain through cheesecloth into a clean jar. A single spoonful flavors an entire dish instantly, warmly spiced and unmistakably fragrant. Number 5. Sealing leftover ginger and garlic in oil. A layer of oil poured directly over minced ginger and garlic blocks oxygen from reaching the surface, creating an antimicrobial barrier that slows the growth of mold and spoilage organisms. Mince 2 tablespoons each of ginger and garlic. Pack into a small jar. Cover completely with neutral oil, making sure no piece sits exposed above the surface. Most people leave minced ginger and garlic loose in a container, watching it dry out or grow mold within days. Households across Guangdong province prepping aromatics in bulk for the week have sealed them under oil for generations rather than wasting half the batch. What remains stays moist, fragrant, and usable for weeks longer. Number 4. Oil as a natural wood furniture polish. Most people reach for a commercial spray polish loaded with synthetic chemicals to restore dull wooden furniture. Households across Jiangsu province maintaining heirloom wooden furniture passed down through generations have rubbed plain oil into dull wood rather than buying store-bought polish. Apply a thin layer of neutral oil to a soft cloth. Rub into the wood surface following the direction of the grain, then buff with a dry cloth. The oil drives gradual saturation into the dry, porous surface of the wood, restoring depth and shine from within rather than coating it artificially. The furniture comes out rich, warm, and glowing with natural shine. Now, these last 3 are the most powerful tricks on this entire list. If you remember nothing else from today, remember these. Number 3. The proper deep frying oil reuse rule. Restaurant kitchens across Hong Kong, reusing oil daily for high-volume frying, have always followed a strict cutoff window rather than guessing by sight. Repeated heating gradually breaks down the oil's fat molecules through hydrolysis, building up free fatty acids that turn it bitter and unstable long before any visible darkening occurs. Most people judge oil purely by color, assuming clear oil is automatically still safe to reuse. Strain the oil after each use through cheesecloth. Track each use with a tally mark on the bottle, Replace entirely after 6 uses or once it smells faintly rancid, whichever comes first. The oil that follows this rule stays clean-tasting, crisp, and genuinely safe through every single reuse. Number 2. Oil-cured preserved vegetables. A layer of oil poured over salted, dried vegetables blocks oxygen from reaching the surface, creating an anaerobic environment that slows spoilage and supports controlled fermentation underneath. Most people preserve vegetables with salt and vinegar alone, never adding the oil layer that extends shelf life even further. Salt 2 cups of chopped mustard greens or cabbage with 2 tablespoons of salt. Let sit for 24 hours, then pack tightly into a jar and cover completely with neutral oil. Households across Zhejiang province, preparing meikai, the preserved vegetable used in countless braises, have sealed their batches under oil for generations before refrigeration ever existed. What result stays deeply savory, tangy, and ready to use for months? Number 1. The complete oil temperature and pairing system. The most powerful cooking oil secret of all. Chefs across Guangdong, Sichuan, and Jiangsu provinces, 3 regions with completely different cooking traditions, all build their kitchens around the exact same underlying principle once oil enters the picture. They never reach for a single all-purpose bottle. They match oil type, temperature, and technique together every single time. Most people keep 1 bottle of oil for everything, frying, finishing, and dressing alike, never realizing each oil behaves completely differently under heat. Here is the complete system. Match the oil to its smoke point first. Refined oils like peanut and vegetable oil handle high-heat stir-frying and deep frying without breaking down. Delicate oils like sesame and extra virgin varieties belong only at the finish, off direct heat. Second, match oil to function. Use neutral oil for cooking, infused oils for flavor, and oil layering for preservation. The molecular polarity of each oil determines how it behaves under heat and how it bonds with watery ingredients, which is exactly why the wrong oil in the wrong roll quietly ruins a dish. Smoke point first. Function second. Never 1 bottle for everything. Apply this system consistently, and every dish, every fix, and every trick on this list works exactly as it should. This is the secret that changes everything. Bonus. The 5-bottle oil station. Keep 5 small bottles in your kitchen at all times. 1 with scallion oil from item 37. 1 with chili oil from item 36. 1 with Sichuan peppercorn oil from item 35. 1 with garlic confit oil from item 34. 1 with 5 spice infused oil from item 6. Anytime a dish calls for a flavor boost, reach for the matching bottle instead of building a sauce from scratch. Home cooks across Sichuan province keep a version of this 5-bottle station running year-round, treating infused oils as a foundational pantry system rather than a one-off project. This single habit removes the biggest barrier between you and deeply flavored cooking on even the busiest weeknight. And that is exactly why we make these videos for you. If today's breakdown helped you, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another guide like this one. We have got more deep dives coming your way, from the hidden secrets of Chinese tea brewing to 31 clever tofu hacks that will completely change how you cook at home, all designed to help you live smarter and eat better every single day. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay sharp, stay resourceful, and keep cooking. Drop a comment below with the 1 cooking oil trick you are trying first. Let us see which one wins.